Okay, here we go. Anyway, I got a whole back box. I got a whole collection of these for free from a second-hand shop that doesn't normally keep them and sell them. Somehow they slipped through, and I ended up getting them for nothing because they're not usually what they sell. I don't know why they don't accept these. Maybe it's religious reasons, because this charity is a religious charity. So they don't always have religious people working in these charities. But this charity is typically religious. But they don't always, I think, because they could get in trouble for discrimination for hiring only people who are religious. Or volunteers. Okay, let's see what we have. We have here a Hello magazine. So yeah, I got a bunch of Hello magazines for nothing, and a Woman's Weekly. They don't normally, I don't think religious organisations like to sell this stuff. So, but that's their loss. My gain. Anyway, we're photocopying this. Anyway, that looks like it's drowned in red. That looks interesting, but it's not quite what I'm after. But yeah, she looks interesting, the colours and that. Maybe I could enlarge. Try to focus on the face. So we just spin that round and put it back. Hopefully her face is in the middle of the page. No, it's not. It's at the top of the page. It looks shit house. This looks interesting, but it's just drowned out by the red. I'm really missing a loved one, so I'm trying to get my stuff on the prime time free to air TV news, so to try and get it out there and get them interested in what I do, and hopefully get reunited with my long lost partner Luigi. Now that looks interesting, but it's not what we want. But it really is painful being alone, dealing with the loneliness of not having a loved one, and Christmas is going to be that much worse, being away from him. But I'm sort of used to it in some ways, because I've actually been a loner most of my life. I've had to accept being lonely and single and not being popular, being teased and bullied at school and elsewhere, everywhere I went at work. So I've never really been a person that is well liked. Even my dad and my brother hate me. So Which really hurts, but what can I do? How can I stop someone hating me, even if they're my family? This looks shit house. I can't seem to get this to look any good. But I really miss Luigi, and I'm trying to get this stuff out there. Trying to get it on air. I really miss my partner. I really do. Oh, this is looking shit. I'm getting tired of this fuck up. This is looking crap. Real crap. I'm really getting over this. She's not looking too good. But I really miss my partner Luigi, and it's really hurting me that I have to fucking try my best here to get the TV channels to play my work so I can find him, so I can put a shout out to him instead of being alone. And chances are I'm going to spend this Christmas on my own if the TV channels don't decide to air my stuff. Now this is looking shit house. This is looking shit. I just can't seem to find the right kind of movement to make this picture look any good. But I really miss Luigi, and it's really hurting me, and I'm trying my best to get this stuff on free-to-air primetime news. And I don't want to spend another Christmas alone, folks. I don't want to spend another time looking at the fuck-ups that I made and basically concentrating on them, because I have fucked up, and it was through fucking up that I lost touch with Luigi, that I never ever got to see him, and I'm really over it, folks. I'm really trying hard to make this stuff into something good, something useful, something that's going to give me what I need and what I want. I know the news channels like to play stuff that's negative. They don't see this as a love story. You know, I've taken all this trouble to make this, to craft this into a love story of some kind. I'm sick of being alone. I'm sick of the fuck-ups being... I'm just wondering if this first one is any good. If I can use that, because these other ones are fucked. They're totally fucked. But I'm really missing Luigi, and it's really hard on me having to deal with this shit. You know, I never asked for the stupidity that I did. I never asked. I never tried. I never wanted to be wasting my life on shit. I never wanted to waste my life, folks. Keep fritting it away on stupid things. All my life I've fucked up. All my life I've been determined by my fucking past. My past has become a big problem, and I'm so over it. I'm trying my best to take the past and stick it where the sun don't shine. You know, honestly, my past is dark. You know, I once worshipped money. You know, I fucking did too. I'm not perfect. I am far from fucking perfect. But now I'm trying to make amends. And if people can just learn themselves that loving money is not the answer, or loving celebrity is not the answer. You know, if people could learn from my example. If people could just learn before it's too fucking late. Because we've all got lives to live. And we have to live our lives the best as we can. We have to live our lives as best as we can, helping others and making a difference for all the right reasons. We've got to all make a difference. We've all got to make the human race a place where everyone can get a fair go. Everyone can do to have their dreams come true. You know, not to have the haves and the have-nots, the rich and the poor. We can't have that. We can't survive as a human race if we keep fucking over them, fucking worshipping money and worshipping people who are moneyed people, essentially, because they make a lot of money. And people who make money hog most of the attention. They're the ones that buy all the good real estate, all the good products. They have all this money, they can have what they want if they're rich enough, and basically the poor, well, they just take what they get and they don't get hardly shit. They don't get much of anything except to be treated like shit, and they get teased and bullied by the upper class who fucking shouldn't be like that, because it's a privilege to have lots of money. It's not a right. Now this is stupid, this fucking button didn't respond. And the photocopier industry is full of shitheads anyway, who just care about money. So I say this to the photocopier industry, to the man who runs Konica Minolta, Shai Yamana, fuck you. So I say fuck to these rich people who've got power and money and persuasion and all the rest of it. I say fuck them. Now this looks shit house. The teeth look awful in red. Wondering if we can remake this without adding the red. We're just going to go back. But basically we can't keep treating our planet like it's a fucking rich people's toilet. We've got to stop treating our planet with such evil disregard. We've got to fucking make a difference. One day I want to make a difference. One day I'm going to build the best photocopiers on earth. I'm going to become CEO of a future company that builds the best photocopiers there ever were. But they're going to be made out of what's the word? Sustainable resources. We're going to take our photocopiers, we're going to make them out of recycled materials instead of virgin materials. And we're going to make them, we're going to mine the rubbish tips of the world, like in China and India, so you can get some e-waste, recycle e-waste to make up our equipments. And basically these machines are going to be manufactured here in Australia, not in China or Vietnam, like some parts of this, or most of this was made, I think, in China. Some of it was also made in Japan, but I can't tell which were Japanese and which were Chinese, because the label was on the same label, so I don't know. It's sneaky. But basically the photocopier industry is full of shit, and I want to make these people that are going to be utilised in manufacturing this piece of equipment, they're going to be paid a full wage, a proper wage, not a slave wage like China or Vietnam. We're going to pay them a bit more than a full wage, so that we can be fair and give them opportunities and say thank you for working for the future of photocopiers. So, we've got to think of that. We can't have slave labour, we can't have any of that shit. We've got to think of others. And we've got to make jobs. So most of these jobs will go to Australians. And basically the money I make out of these equipments is going towards science and humanitarian causes. And one of the things I want to do is I want to be a scientist as well as a CEO. I want to be a scientist as well as a CEO, and I want to be the one that finds solution to big problems like climate change or how to decontaminate nuclear waste, like at Chernobyl and... hang on, I'm doing the wrong fucking thing. Sorry. So we're going to find ways of fixing up our environment that the rich people and the idiots, the mess that they made. So we have to fucking do that. And I don't see anyone else, to be honest, who's up to it. And I just feel like it's fallen into my lap. But I'm okay. I'm good. I'm happy with that. So we've got to make a difference, folks. And we've got to also give to humanitarian causes, you know, to make sure third world countries have working toilets, you know, and even after the toilets have been donated and installed, they've got to be maintained. So we've got to maintain the good stuff that we've created. We've got to maintain it. We can't just put it in and then say ta-ta and that's it, I've done it. No, we can't do that. So we've got to think like that. We've got to think outside the proverbial money fucked box that we normally work in. So yeah, that's pretty much what I want to do, is make a difference, you know. And we're going to make... And one of the other things I'd like to do as a scientist is to discover how to harness the power of lightning so we can have an extra renewable power source, because this is the future. We need this. Now I'm thinking this is too close to the edge, but basically we've got to think outside the box, and we've got to think beyond our own lives. We've got to think, and we've got to think how to make the world a better place instead of turning it into a fucking cesspool. And that's one of the good things I like about mining the rubbish tips of India and China, is being able to clean up. In doing so, we can clean up and hopefully make the rivers and the streams, or wherever, if that's a waterway where some of this shit's been dumped. I'll feel very rewarded seeing this waste disappear, and fucking clean water and clean land that can be used again to farm and to irrigate. You know, we got to think of the future, folks. We can't just think of ourselves and our little friendship group and our little cliques. We've got to think of something. We've got to dream and think big. But when we want to make a dream come true, it's got to be for other people as well as yourself. Not just you, not just your family. It's got to be for the world. To change the world, folks. And that's what I want to do, piece by piece. This is what I want to do. I want to die and know that I've done and that I'm happy. I want to die happy that I've, in the awareness that I've done something for this world, that I've left a legacy for this world that's going to benefit generations to come. That's how I see it. I don't know why other people don't think like that, why I don't hear other people talking like this or similar in their own special way. But anyway, that looks interesting. I think now we could call this prolongated demo quits.